What is up, everybody? It's your buddy Dave with the Nissan Nation podcast. Clearly, you know that because you're watching me on the Nissan Nation podcast video channel, or YouTube. Geez, video. What decade is this? Anyways, I wanted to give you guys a shout out and say, hey, we have a new show up. Show 84 is live and in your face. So all you got to do is download it, stream it here. Stream it wherever you like streaming things. So be sure to check it out. We've got some interesting topics. We discussed about used parts, OEM parts, and used OEM parts. And your parts store parts. So please check that out, man. We greatly appreciate it when you guys download and show us some love. So speaking of show us some love here, guys. Subscribe to the Nissan podcast here on YouTube. If you haven't yet, please do so, man. We need 1,000 followers or subscribers, and I know I say it a lot, but it will mean a lot to the show if we can get that number. So please like and share this wherever you love Nissan. Anyways, so we talked about it. If you've listened to this show, spoiler alert. If you haven't listened to this show yet, pause this and come back to it after you've listened to the show. But if you have listened to this show, guys, we talked a little bit about Truck Night in America, and our buddy Ryan Miller and Will got to do the show this year. Their shows do not air till the end of February and the 1st of March, so we're super excited to see that. But let's discuss the premiere episode of season 2 of Truck Night in America. This year the course is a little gnarly, man. They had spoiler alert once again. Sorry peoples. If you haven't seen it yet, pause right here. Man, there'd be a lot of pausing in this video. Anyways, so if you haven't yet, go watch Truck Night in America on History Channel. I think you can stream it on their web address, probably history.com or something like that. But man, carnage, man. So if you don't know, the premiere or the kind of the deal of the vehicle is you take a pretty modified off-road vehicle, your choice. Clearly, it's if you bought it. And they have an obstacle course. It's 3 rounds. One is for, I think they call it power or horsepower. One is for basically flex, and then the other is can you survive this? I watched 1 or 2 episodes last season. I'm like, yeah, it seemed a little cheesy, but they've stepped up their game this year, and the recording of each show seems a lot better, or the one I've seen so far. I don't know. They've seemed to put some money in the show. So if you do not know the premises of it, you survive it, and the winner gets $10,000 in cash and the title of I don't know, that week's most badass off-roader. But so they I don't know. $10,000, guys. I love my litter box or stand, Lieutenant stand, whatever you want to call it. There ain't no way in the world I'm taking for $10,000 my truck and doing what these people do to the show. Now, I'm not saying I don't like the show, because I quite enjoyed the premiere episode. But for me, no, I'm not taking my my modified vehicle out. But what was it? 4 or 5 people did. There was a couple Toyota trucks, a Lexus, I believe it's a 460 or 470. I don't know Toyotas, guys, but it's a pretty sweet vehicle. And then there was a Jeep TJ. I think she said it was a 2000 TJ, and then a little Sammy. And the little Sammy, guys, if you can imagine looking that way, like for 15 miles, that's where that guy lives. So he was actually very local to where I used to live. But they go through the show, beat each other, or beat the cars up. The first round was this bumps and I don't know what you call it. But the Lexus takes off, jumps, nosedives right in the ground, man. Just crushes, it looks like a Shrockworks or some similar bumper. Crushes it into the front of the radiator, pops his radiator. The Jeep and the Sammy, they do it. The next, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but anyways, guys, the point is, well, there's 2 points. One's coming up. I'm not, the lady that took this Jeep, Jeeps are not, if you're a fan of off-roading, you know that, Jeeps hold their value pretty well, but this, for $10,000, this lady destroyed her Jeep, and she made it pretty far, but just did not seem worth it. But I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, I'm a Nissan guy watching all these Jeeps and Toyotas and stuff tear themselves up, and I'm like, hey, more power to you. And Nissan pops up in an ad, and I'm like, oh, cool, my favorite brand's popping up in an ad, except for they're advertising the Rogue. Now, I'm no advertising wizard by any means, guys, but I believe the show is called Truck Night in America. And I'm pretty sure when advertisers when they sell, people like Nissan and other brands on the show, they sell them on the fact that this is an off-road show. You're going to get a lot. It's going to be heavily guys. It's probably 90-10 ratio of guys to women. It's Truck Night in America, guys. But they, hey, their hats off to them. They decided Rogue was what they needed to put down people's throats, even though you have a badass Nissan Titan. I mean, a badass Nissan Titan that you don't advertise. I've seen maybe a handful of advertising. They sponsored college, the Heisman or something with it this year. I know dealers like when they do that kind of stuff because the sales actually and brand recognition goes up. When they don't advertise it, like during a Super Bowl, which I know those commercials are a bit pricey, but you have the perfect opportunity, Nissan, to sponsor this during Truck Night in America. I'm lost at this one, man. Whoever buys ad spots for Nissan, I wouldn't say you should lose your job on that one, but somebody should definitely place you in a different part of the company that pays for advertising, because that makes no sense why you post a Rogue. Rogue's their top selling vehicle, so I get why they advertise it a lot, but it's Truck Night in America. You have, which I'm in, a 2017 Nissan Frontier. When was the last time you guys seen an ad for that? Maybe that airplane landing ad, that totally fake thing, or it's snowboarding or whatever the lame ads those were. Or you've got a Nissan Titan. Build brand recognition by advertising the thing, guys. Makes no sense. Truck Night in America. Anyways, I know this sounds like a ramble and stuff, and maybe you guys agree, maybe you don't. Maybe you think, hey, man, for the best of the brand, they should advertise, their top-selling car. I don't get it. Rogue is going to sell no matter what at this point. All these vehicles are due for a refresh. Clearly, the Frontier, we know, is due for a refresh, which we've seen it. We just can't talk about it. And I can't tell you when it's coming out. Anyway, so let us know what you think, guys, by hitting the old like button, man. Share this with all your buddies. I've loved the Truck Night in America, guys. Keep doing that. Keep tearing up somebody else's vehicle, and I'm gonna watch it. Nissan, if you sponsor more Truck Night in America, please use the badass Titan. And one more thing. The ratio of diesel Titans that they sell versus just the non-XD V8s is stupid. So advertise the normal V8. Throw in that there's a Cummins diesel option available. Do like GMC or somebody does. Just throw your models, like your 2-3 models, whatever you build, and just advertise the damn thing, guys. All right, so this is your buddy Dave with the Nissan Nation podcast, man. I hope my ramblings weren't too bad for you. Once again, like and subscribe to this. Hit the bell if you want the latest and greatest.